أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أفتطمعون أن يؤمنوا لكم وقد كان فريق منهم يسمعون كلام الله ثم يحرفونه من بعد ما عقلوه وهم يعلمون.
Do you believers still expect them to be true to you, though a group of them would hear the word of Allah then knowingly corrupt it after understanding it?
Now Allah is done talking to them. Don't think Allah is unaware of what you're doing. Now He's talking to the Muslims. And He says something really amazing. He says, أَفَتَطْمَعُونَ أَن يُؤْمِنُوا لَكُمْ. Are you really hopeful that they will accept what you're saying? He turns to the Muslims of Medina and he tells them about the Bani Israel. He says, you really think they're going to accept what you're saying? These people have seen dead come back to life and they didn't budge. These people have been killed themselves by Allah and brought back to life. فَأَخَذَتْكُمُ الصَّاعِقَةُ ثُمَّ بَعَثْنَاكُم مِّن بَعْدِ مَوْتِكُمْ. The explosion seized you and I brought you back to life. Not just somebody else, I brought you back to life. You still didn't change. The clouds have followed them. Manna and salwa has been given to them. They still didn't accept their own messenger. You think they're going to accept what you're saying? Allah is giving the Muslims of Medina a reality check. And you know why this reality check is important? The Muslims had this idea in their head. The Sahaba. They said, we were in Makkah. We were dealing with mushrikun. The mushrikun have no book. They have no history with prophets. They don't know anything but shirk. So they're ignorant. But these people of the book, we call them people of the book because they got books. They know what it means to have a messenger, to have revelation. They know about Jibreel alayhi salam. They know about the Day of Judgment. They know about these things. So they will be an easier audience. This will be an easier sale than the sale to the mushrikun of Makkah, because those people were completely ignorant. So the Muslims were hoping that because these people are knowledgeable, they're going to be an easy transition into Islam. And Allah gives them a reality check. أَفَتَطْمَعُونَ أَن يُؤْمِنُوا لَكُمْ. You really think they're going to accept what you're saying? وَقَدْ كَانَ فَرِيقٌ مِّنْهُمْ يَسْمَعُونَ كَلَامَ اللَّهِ. Now listen to this. These people will listen to you? A group among them actually heard the speech of Allah Himself. Musa alayhi salam took a group of leaders from Bani Israel to hear the words of Allah directly. They heard the words of Allah Himself. ثُمَّ يُحَرِّفُونَهُ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا عَقَلُوهُ. Then they changed it even after they understood it. They're not going to accept what you're saying because before you, a much more powerful speaker than you, Allah has already spoken to them directly and they even changed that. وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ. And they very well know what they did. They know already. So don't be simplistic in thinking that they're ready and willing to accept what you have to say. أَفَتَطْمَعُونَ أَن يُؤْمِنُوا لَكُمْ. Allah turns to the Sahaba. He says to the Sahaba, you really think they're going to accept what you're saying? You know, the Sahaba were hopeful. The Quraysh had no experience with a book, with a prophet, with revelation. They had lost the legacy of Ibrahim a long time ago. So when they heard angel, revelation, prophet, they're like, this is all new stuff to them. When the Sahaba moved to Medina, they were like, these guys, people of the book, they know Isa. Hey, they know Isa too, they know Musa too. They know Nuh, they know Adam. They know all of these previous revelations. This is going to be so much easier. Because they know this stuff. Mushrikun were so hard because they didn't know any of this stuff. Right? That's what the Sahaba thought. Wishful thinking, you know. There's going to be an easier sale to make. They're going to understand this message because they're already halfway in. And they're waiting for their final messenger. What better sale can there be? What easier pitch can there be than Islam to these Jews? So Allah gives the Muslims a reality check. After this track record of Bani Israel, well, they've known the truth before, let me tell you. And it hasn't exactly worked out that way. So at the end of all this, He says, أَفَتَطْمَعُونَ أَن يُؤْمِنُوا لَكُمْ. Are you really actually hopeful, realistically hopeful that they're going to accept what you're going to say? وَقَدْ كَانَ مِنْهُمْ فَرِيقٌ يَسْمَعُونَ كَلَامَ اللَّهِ. That there was already a group among them that used to listen to the speech of Allah directly. يَسْمَعُونَ كَلَامَ اللَّهِ ثُمَّ يُحَرِّفُونَهُ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا عَقَلُوهُ. Then they alter it, and they did and continue to alter it, even after they understood it. If Allah says they altered it without realizing what they're doing, that's one thing. You're copying a transcript of the Torah and you make a mistake, that's something else. They changed it after understanding it, knowing what they're doing. So understanding isn't their problem. The problem is in the previous ayah, understanding was there, what was missing? The hearts had become hard. There's no fear of Allah left.
There's no fear of consequences left. Our hearts are strange creatures. This thing that Allah made. If it's guided, the Prophet told us, right? When the heart is good, everything is good. You know what else that means? You guys are, for example, the ones that are in this program, in the full-time, the Arabic program. You have to exhaust your brain learning mubtada and khabar, and madi and mudari, and amr and mansoob and majzoom and marfu' and mansoob and majroor. And you have to fry brain cells to learn this stuff. But you know why you're here? Not because of your minds. Your heart says, I love Qur'an. I want to be here. I want to learn this language. The best of your mind is exhausted where your heart puts it. The heart is the driver. The smartest med student is exhausting his mind. Why though? His heart says, one day my dad will be proud. One day I'll be done with this. One day, hopefully one day I'll save lives. Not one day I'll be the president of the masjid. Right? Because I'm a doctor. It's called lazim and malzoom. They have to be one or the other. You have to have one with the other. Right? Those of you that are physicians, try to avoid the boards of masajid. Just as a challenge to yourself. See if you can do it. It'll suck you right in. And donate to masjids you're not a part of. See how that works out for you. Anyway, as a side note. So, they alter it even after having understood it, and they well know